I mean, everybody's that man ain't no, he got no chance. Tank told you a couple of days earlier, hey, you not going the distance. Y'all shake, pretty little 250, whatever the case may be. You go into that fight, you know Tank's a slow starter, builds up as the fight progresses, know he's trying to land, hook to the body, come up top with it. I thought even without the knockdown, I thought he won it. I thought he had, I mean, look, I know Tank landed punches, but
because he was aggressive.
Roach was the more aggressive fight.
We will never see that fight happening again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back when criticizing Tank Davis for avoiding a rematch with Lamont Roach. He argued that the fight should happen, especially since Roach deserved the win. If the knockdown had been counted, Sharpe called out Davis for dodging. Tough fight, saying it's time to stop avoiding real challenges and give fans the rematch they deserve.
If they have a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, huh?
But look, there's enough fighters in that class. You got Lomachenko, you got Shakur, you got Haney, you got Garcia, you got Tank, you got Roach. Come on, man, make these damn fights happen. Stop ducking and dodging each other. What the...
Sharpe's criticism gains even more weight as even Tank himself admitted that Lamont Roach has more skill.
Press conference, and you looked at him and you said, you really should have waited. You took this fight too early. You really should have waited. That's what you told him before the fight, and then you went and put him to sleep. This cat right here, Lamont Roach, he ain't saying something like that about you, is he? He's not doing that, is he?
No, but Lamont had more experience than Roach. I mean, I'm bugging. Lamont had more skills than Frank Martin, for sure.
Okay, I got you.
Many boxing fans and analysts believe Tank Davis will likely avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, given his track record of sidestepping tough rematch. This view is reinforced by his past decisions, such as not pursuing a second fight against Ryan Garcia or other high-risk opponents throughout his career.
We'll never see that fight happening again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight Ino. He will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
Davis's lackluster performance against Lamont Roach left many fans disappointed, raising doubts about whether he is still at his best. The absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford only fueled speculation that Davis struggled without his guidance. Some believe Ford's departure played a role in Davis not looking as sharp as before.
Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach 4 the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. I mean, Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight.
Keshan Davis criticized Tank Davis, saying he lacked focus during the fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that Tank's mindset wasn't fully in the ring, which may have affected his performance. Many fans agree, believing distractions outside of boxing contributed to his struggles during the highly anticipated matchup.
I feel like Tank overall, like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, it's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing to this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
First out between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach garnered significant attention, culminating in a pay-per-view buy rate of 149,000. While respectable, These numbers fell short of expectations, prompting discussions about the factors influencing the event's commercial performance.
So, Rick Glazer is reporting that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach sold 149,000 pay-per-view buys. And he tweeted this report at Turkey Ala Sheik. Coincidence? Truthful? Do you trust Rick Glazer's reporting on this issue? If you do, let me know why. If you don't, let me know why not. But you best believe I have a long video coming on this later today. Y'all be sure to check that out. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
In the lead up to their initial encounter, Lamont Roach ensured a clause in the E contract that granted him an immediate rematch. Expressing his readiness and eagerness, Roach stated his willingness to face Davis again, emphasizing that the rematch would occur at the discretion of Davis's camp. Interview 8, when questioned about the possibility of a rematch with Roach Tank. Davis conveyed uncertainty. He indicated that he did not foresee the rematch taking place within the current year, leaving fans and analysts speculating about his future plans.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed
Right.
for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Garcia, a notable figure in the boxing community, expressed skepticism regarding Davis's performance against Roach. He highlighted the absence of Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, as a potential factor affecting his performance. Garcia also suggested that external issues outside the ring might have influenced Davis during the fight. Interview 10.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Some boxing professionals have critiqued Davis for allegedly cherry-picking opponents throughout his career. They argue that in this instance, Lamont Roach, perceived as a carefully selected opponent, presented unexpected challenges. This outcome has led to speculation that Davis may avoid a rematch to maintain his unblemished record. Interview 11. During the initial fight between Davis and Roach, Davis faced criticism for his performance, leading to a surprising reaction from his own fans.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. His age is catching up to him. His legs aren't there as he used to be. And, he switched his trainer, that's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, But hey, Lamont Roach stood in there, stood his ground, and he did a great job.
The stadium echoed with boos directed at Davis, reflecting the audience's disappointment and adding pressure for a potential rematch boxing superstar. Interview 12. Canelo Alvarez weighed in on the controversy, shoring Davis's decision to take a knee during the fight. Alvarez opined that such an action should have resulted in a knockout ruling, implying that the referee's decision to overlook it was questionable.
I think Tank been cherry picking for a long time, but I think Tank got the talent to be an all-time great. He just don't want to have a resume for whatever reason. So I think this is gonna force him to go see people.
Step up a little bit.
it showed even his fans. It kind of took that allure off. Like, oh, this nigga not perfect. He can't just whoop anybody ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think Lamont should have won the fight on the technicality. If it wasn't a knockdown, the ref wouldn't have started counting. He started counting. He only stopped because Tank told him to stop. He told that nigga no. I'm like, no, stop, nigga. He was like, oh, my bad.
Yeah. You take away the jabs, Tank landed more. Percentage was higher. I'm all about connection, bro. I think Tank did a better job in the fight. I gave Lamont maybe one of the early rounds. After round 6 or 7, I think Roach put in very good work and kind of matched whatever Tank was doing, or Tank matched whatever Lamont started doing. The technicality, bro, that was different.